My full name, my first name is Mr. Bhagubhai Chauhan, born in India in a small town called Sarban, district of Surat. And then from there I moved from Bombay to Mombasa in 1950, that is Kenya. From Kenya I moved to England in 1968. Since then I'm over here in England, in Luton. It's a small town or village, whatever like you see, and it's only that the poor people live there with a smaller house. And my parents, my father usually used to do the shoemaker job like, and my grandfather was also there and grandmom. Well, it was a small house, and the floor was built of a cow dung in any way, you see, instead of cement or plaster or something like that, which every year or two they redo it like, you see, and no chairs or nothing, just the bed, you see, and a mattress to sleep and the pillow, you see. But those were the days like, you see, and that has been changed now a lot, you see. And in smaller town, the people are more happier because it cost less money, you see, and all. Plus that house was belonging to our parents themselves, so we have had to pay no rent for it either. When I was in India, I never had much chance or to travel or to visit or to go other places. The only place I used to go is from my town Sarban to Bardoli. That was within walking distance, also crossing a river, you see, by foot. But now they have already built up a bridge, you see, and that's how the things are developing in Bardoli. Bardoli is becoming nearly going to be a big city, and so many people and work-wise and everything is over there now. My father have had another two elder brother. The eldest brother, it means my uncle, he passed away, and another brother, they were together and they were running the business of shoes called Bombay Boot Company together, but living separately. And my father used to do whatever, he used to go on a bike to shop and home and all that sort of thing. And even my uncle used to, shout at him, but he just do not answer back that much or get angry, you see. That's how polite my father was like, you see, which was very, very nice. And I learned all this from my parents, you see, activities and whatnot like. Yeah, my mother, oh dear, dear, dear. My mother never have to cook anything. My father used to do all that because she doesn't even know what to do, what cook and what not. My father used to get up first thing in the morning, make this fire and boil the water and breakfast, and then he goes on a bike to shop and come back and have lunch and whatnot. And my father have had a very, very hard life, but he didn't mind doing all that, you see, in whatever way. And this is how he brought us up, like that. My father left Kenya in 1935, India in 1935 to get to Kenya. And my grandmom even didn't wanted him to go. Say, why are you going there? What we going to do over here then without you? Like, that is the whole story all the time. But my father says, don't worry, I will be back in 6 months' time. And so time goes by like that. And he liked the Kenya, East Africa was good weather, food and everything. And money was getting better as well in that case. So then he stopped for a little longer and came 2-3 times. And after that, myself even went with my auntie, leaving my mother and my other brother and sister back home. So in 1950, I came with my auntie to Mombasa, and my uncle came to collect us. India was altogether to be forgotten. So then coming into another country, we just have to carry on with whatever activities and however it goes on, like you see. So I started enjoying towards my education. After that younger age, I started working and just earning money and have life good time. Well, you see, the thing is, at the age of 11, and in India, nobody, talk English them days, like you see, and especially even children. So the only language I know was our Gujarati, and don't know even much to write it, you see. But since after we came to from Mombasa to Kitale, after a week, we joined the school, and also have been taking a evening tuition, private tuition from a teacher, and from whom we catch up with it and started learning and listening. But only that, but nevertheless, at the age of 15 or 16, I only study up to standard 7 because I didn't pass the standard 7, and on top the cost, then I have got to go to another town for further studies. So therefore, I decided, no, I'm not going to do any more education. I will start working. So I started working in a stationery shop with about 75 shillings a month. Because of being a British subject and British nationality, British passport holder, so the deadline was on the 29th of February 1968, and all those workers have to leave the country. If not, they will have to be automatic citizen. But the shopkeepers or the owner of the shops, if they have to apply for that visa, and if they do not make it by that, because so many people in the queue, you see, waiting to get over to England. So the business people have been given another 12 months license, so they can carry on with their business or sell their shops, you see, and get rid of the shop and then wait for the visa or that application that to get through, that you your next name is on the list coming, and then when it comes, then you can fly to England and settle with amongst your family or whoever or wherever you want to go, like that. I didn't have to wait because I came before that deadline, you see, within the time limit. It's only that my father, who had a shop, and that's for that they had to wait, and they didn't have to wait much longer. Just within a year or two, they were over here in England with us. My younger brother, he was here in Gold's Green since 1963 after my wedding, and they were living in there, and my other cousin brother Nagin also, and there were other youngsters friends with them, and so this is where they settled, and they were studying as well in London. But when I moved over to Luton, I said, well, do you want to come to Luton, because fathers are coming as well, and then we have no property or nowhere for them to accommodate them. But the brothers didn't really wanted to come over to a smaller town, leaving London, you see, to move to Luton. But in the end, they did move, which was good thing, so that London, we couldn't afford to buy a house. And on an account of that, I mean, that we have to move it to get started with some sort of place to live. So good job that they moved, and so they bought a house as well. And my father and mother, they came in 1970-71 from Kenya after that. So that's how things carried on, like.